as far as?
I talked to Derek, who was the son of Joyce, who was Eazy-E's girlfriend when I first met him. And I do, Tracy, who was Aaron's mother, called me about a month ago, and I have had dinner with her a couple of times, but called me to tell me that Aaron was having a Sweet 16, that Super Sweet 16 thing on MTV that they do, and asked me if I would, just help contact some of her friends, which I was happy to contact Julio and whatever. And Shari, who was Eric's assistant for 3 years or 4 years, sort of set that up between Tracy and I. But Tracy and I have always been very friendly. And just recently, in the last 6 months, I've come in contact with Little E, and I like him and didn't know him until last year. But he seems like a very talented, capable kind of kid. I think his papa would be proud of him.
Yeah.
Eric was proud of all his children, believe me.
Yeah. Do you ever just talk to him out loud?
Well, I think about him all the time, and there are times when I go to the cemetery to visit my mother and father that I do think about him, because he was such a part of all of our lives. My mother used to act like all those words weren't in his raps, that they were just the clean ones, But, my dad died in '88, my mom died in '99, and everybody in our family he was like a member of our family. But I sit at my desk sometimes, because he used to come over to this house at 3:30 in the morning when he was just wrapping up his day. Because I used to go to work at 5 or 6 a.m., so I would really be getting up when he was going to bed, if he ever went to bed. And I would hear him rumbling around. I used to leave the alarm off, and he had his own key, of course. And he would come in and sign the mail and go over the books and stuff, at his leisure. I always kept everything where he could get to it, so that in a matter of a half an hour, he could go through the days. The things that took me 20 hours to do through the day, Eric could catch up on.
Yeah, that's nice. It's nice to know these things. Sometimes, we don't know. So I'm really thankful that you're sharing this with us and all the fans, that.
Well, one of the reasons I wrote the book, one of the reasons was to clean up his legacy once and for all. I just got tired of diss records and all the bullshit goes down. And I think because of the way he died, he doesn't get the props that he really deserves. And I think that in this book, Ruthless, I think I do give him the props that he should have gotten all these years. I know that Cube and Dre take credit for everything, but I got to tell you that Eric was a conceptualizer. And he always had the ability to make people more than they were. And as good as America's Most Wanted was, and as good as The Chronic was, and I think that both of those are important, very good records. Nothing that anyone has done has achieved the status of Straight Outta Compton, which was made for $12,000.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so lately it just seems like with your book, that's why it's a nice gift to us, because all there really is websites, fan sites, which is, on the internet. So it's really, this book is a lot of people are appreciating it already, as you can already tell in MySpace, a lot of comments. A lot of new kids wanting to learn about you and, Ruthless, Eazy.
In MySpace, which is run by my wife, Gayle, it has really once again opened the link between his past friends who have come out of the woodwork now. Guys that I've always talked to Alonzo, I've talked to Yella, but now all of a sudden Big Man and the Twins and all these people, Blood of Abraham, Mazik and Benyad and Will I Am, and all these people have come out of the woodwork, and I've reestablished Gayle and because Gayle was there from day one, connection with the past. And it's been fabulous. Roberto, can you give me a bottle of water, would you mind, from the refrigerator? And maybe you and Sergio want one too. I like the Dasani. Right through in there. You're a good little pit bull. See, you're not mean like people talk about pit bulls.
No.
They're only mean if people teach them to be mean. Ours are loving. Look at her.
Yeah.
What a good girl she is.
So our dog is too. He looks just like that.
That's she. Her name is Sweetie.
Sweetie.
Gail calls her Swedish because my wife is Swedish.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so let me see. So when you left Ruthless, if I could remember correctly, you resigned? You resigned or were you fired?
I got a letter saying that I was fired, that I've always doubted its validity because thanks so much, man, because I never was able to talk to Eric after that. He was sequestered in the hospital and unavailable to me. I've always felt that letter was bogus, and I have people that have sort of verified that for me that were around him. But he did send me a termination letter, in February, I think, of 2005, right before he died. But he was in the hospital and basically in the last throes of this horrible, terrible disease that he had.
Is that you? No.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, it is.
I was at Hit a Lick.
Hit a Lick. Oh, yeah. Tell me about Hit a Lick and your whole deal with that.
Well, Eric and I were very committed to Latino hip-hop. We felt that Latino hip-hop was the wave of the future. We put out a record with Brownside from the East Side with Toker and Danger, who's been murdered since then. Of course, Toker has been on a vacation for a while. You know what kind of vacation I'm talking about. So, but he'll be out very soon. And I think that he has another record coming out. We like the Brownside very much. And of course, our commitment to Frost and Mellow Man and ALT and Tony G and Slow Pain and Julio G, who's my main man, has been a total commitment. So we started with a young guy named Pablito Vasquez, who is one of my dearest friends. We started a company called Hit a Lick, and our offices were the old FBI building on the corner of 12th and Alvarado. And we had beautiful studios there and a fabulous nightclub and a pool room and a projection room. I just got tired of driving 3.5 hours a day at my age, to go down there. But that building is still exactly as it was when I walked out the door. And I know that Julio still DJs some parties for some of the kids down there on occasion. But Pablito and Julio and I are now in the process and trying to clear some copyrights for a new company which is going to be called Street Life Records. And that will focus on Latino hip-hop.
Okay. So that's some upcoming work that you're...
It is.
Okay.
That's ongoing.
Ongoing.
We're doing the legal work on it as we speak.
Okay, sounds great. It's good to hear that. Yeah, and the Brownside, I remember the single. I have the single. I got a Ruthless pack, if you remember those from Ruthless Radio.
Of course.
Yeah, we got water. Thank you.
So that's Pablito, Frost, Scoop DeVille, Tony G, Little Blackie. I can't see who that is. Who is this, Gail?
Where? It's Nina Brown, Kitty?
Oh, Nina Brown, yeah. But that's my new partner, Pablito Vasquez.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,